Hey guys, this is the Sports Hub. I'm Connor O'Gara. We have a lot to get to today. It is a mid-season award show. Yes, we are at the midway point of the prep football season. I can't believe it. You can't believe it. We have 5 awards to hand out, but before we do any of that, as always, 3 stars. First kid that we're going to talk about, Jeff Hall of Gibbon. What a performance. 3 touchdowns in that win over Wood River. Had a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, returned an interception for a touchdown, had a whole bunch of tackles, led the Buffaloes in tackles in that one. And you know what? He did it all with a certain Bobby Bowden in the crowd. He's going to be able to tell his grandkids about the fact that he got to have the game of his life with Bobby Bowden in attendance. Very cool to be able to do that. And the second star that we're going to look at, Chase Dugan of Cozad. You talk about big plays. Dugan gets an 85-yard touchdown catch on a beautiful floater from Connor Young in that one. Cozad beats rival Gothenburg, just an all-important win for the Haymakers after that tough loss to Kearney Catholic. Dugan was a guy that didn't even have a catch until that Kearney Catholic game, but he has really been implemented into the Cozad offense, and he's going to be a big force for them. Definitely been turning into a go-to guy for Connor Young. And then the third star we look at, Tristan Farley of Wilcox-Hildreth. Only 4 carries in this game, and yes, Ivan Davidog had the bigger game, but 3 of those carries went for touchdowns. He had 117 rushing yards in that one, 37 receiving yards, and you know what? This is kind of an atypical thing. If you don't know Tristan Farley, he's 6'6". That's not a running back in 6-man football, but he's getting the job done. Falcons are going to look to rely on him a lot more. They're 4-0. They got a big showdown coming up this weekend against number 5 Silver Lake. I'm interested to see how that one turns out. Yes, it's the moment you've all been waiting for, our award show, the mid-season award show. We're going to start with the team on the rise. Ansley Litchfield is the winner of our On the Rise award. Wow, pretty impressive to see the Warriors 3-1 this year after a winless 2013-14 campaign last year. Just one of those teams that is really surprised. I said in the beginning of the year that they were going to be able to make major strides. I don't know if I expected them to be this major. Consider this, Ansley Litchfield has as many wins this year as it did in the previous 3 seasons it did as a co-op. That's pretty impressive in itself. Haas Smith, Michael Shoemaker, definitely making plays for Ansley Litchfield all season, and they're going to need to continue that. This is a team that still has 2 games against winless teams coming up in the rest of their schedule. If they win those games, they're a 5-win team. They're in the playoffs. Look out for Ansley Litchfield. Our next award, another team award. This is the Fireworks Award, and it goes to, of course, Elwood. Elwood averaging 59 points a game this season. Pirates have scored 52 in every contest this season. The lone loss, of course, coming to Anselmo Myrna, which just scores points at will, seemingly. You look at the firepower that the Pirates had this season. We talk about it. It seems like every week between Hackbart, and Smith, and Werger, and they just have talent galore. They have so many different options that they can go to. Kevin Malberg doesn't even use a playbook on the sideline. He just knows this stuff inside and out, and that's something that's really come through for the Pirates this season. They're a D2 team that is definitely one to be reckoned with. They have a huge showdown coming up this weekend against Bertrand, but if the Pirates can get past that, look out, they're in for a really good seed for the postseason. An unconventional award gets an unconventional name. This is the Unconventionally Effective Award, and it goes to none other than the Kearney High Bearcats, who have done it all year with a 2-quarterback system. Bearcats putting up 38 points a game this season. They have 2 quarterbacks in Peyton Pocock and Jacob White. Both definitely bring different things to the table. And then they have a converted running back, or a converted quarterback playing running back in Noah Urbanik. Pretty impressive stuff to see what the Bearcats have done in Class A. Have just executed really well in every single game this season. The lone loss, of course, coming to Grand Island. They scored 28 points in that game, but the Bearcats are moving up, and they don't necessarily care that it's a different style. It gets the job done, it keeps teams off balance, and that's exactly what Brandon Poole wants. This award's a little bit more conventional. Just gonna stick with the Best Play Award, and I go back to the Cozad Kearney Catholic game. I'm actually gonna talk about 2 plays, one offensive, one defensive in this one. First one, Connor Young, 84-yard touchdown run. And yeah, you know, he's had big plays like that throughout his career, but the thing that I really want to point out is the speed that he showed on that play. To be able to get around the edge against that fast Kearney Catholic defense and just burn up the sideline. That was a play that I thought was going to be maybe a 7 or 8 yard gain, and he gets to the sideline and just absolutely takes off. You really saw Connor Young's 4 or 5 speed. That's what's going to get him to be able to play football on the next level, is that speed. And then in the same game, the second half, in the beginning of the second half, you know, Colin Witovic has had a lot of highlight reel plays, a lot of great moments at Cozad. This wasn't exactly his finest moment. Talented back, gonna have a great season, but Dennis Cabanting just absolutely blew up this play in the backfield, and Dennis Cabanting basically threw Colin Watovic and pile drived him into the ground. Perfectly legal play, but just one of those plays that showed off Cabanting's strength. That's why he's gonna be able to play football on the next level as well. Definitely an impressive showing from Cabanting, and just he's gonna have a lot more moments like that, I think, throughout the rest of the season. That one to me stands out. And this award, well, I guess it's not Sports Hub anymore unless we talk about Christian Best. This is the Are You Kidding Me award, and of course it goes to Christian Best of Elm Creek. Tailback has rushed 49 times for 875 yards, 16 touchdowns this year. Do the math, that's 17.9 yards a carry. That is absurd. He is on pace to have just an incredible season for the Buffaloes, and really has not been stopped in any game this season, despite the fact that he hasn't played a full game yet. Jace Doolin has talked about the need to be able to see if these guys can play a full game. Well, if he is able to have first halves like this, it's not necessarily going to matter. Best has run behind Nate Bartling, a kid that maybe can develop into an all-state offensive guard, and just has really exploded this season. I'm actually going to be having a feature on Best that's going to be that'll be in Thursday's edition of the Hub Sports section, and also kind of talking about the big showdown against undefeated Arapahoe. If Best has a good game against Arapahoe, man, look out! This kid's going to do some pretty incredible things this year. Well, there you have it. Those are my mid-season awards. If I snubbed you, I'm sorry. Still got a shot for a postseason award. Definitely a lot of football left. Hard to believe that it's already at the midway point of the season. A reminder to coaches, make sure you're sending those stats in to Kearney Hub, to sports@kearneyhub.com. Make sure you're following all of us on Twitter. We're going to have all that Friday night action for you. Make sure that you are keeping up with all the Hub coverage that we have online and in print. So for Conor O'Gara, this has been the Sports Hub. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.